I'm pretty sure this is my current go-to recipe. Yeah. This chicken recipe slaps, so let's make it. In the last 2 weeks, this has been a staple. It's minimal prep, versatile, and bangs every single time. Grab some skin on chicken thighs. I deboned one because I was going to use it for a sandwich later on, and I made some cuts into it to allow it to lay flat and cook more evenly. Pat the chicken dry on both sides, and this is the part where the versatility and experimentation comes in. Literally do whatever you want. Every time I've made this, if I want to get a bit experimental, I'll try some wild spice combination. Sometimes it works, sometimes it doesn't. But my main combo, and the one I used in this video, is salt, MSG, pepper, thyme, and paprika on the fleshy side, and then on the skin side, salt, MSG, and sugar. Also, poke some holes into the chicken skin, you'll see why later on. Side note, if you did remove the bone and you didn't want to save it for a stock, you can play around with the seasoning combinations specifically for that bone. I went in with nutmeg, all-purpose, and vanilla extract, and if you're thinking that sounds disgusting, it's because it was, but to be fair, I do think I added way too much nutmeg. Oh. There's way too much nutmeg. Damn it. Anyway, I let my chicken sit overnight. You don't have to. You can really just go on to the next step straight away. I won't blame you, it still tastes nice, but the longer you wait, the more you will be blessed with a moist and flavorful chicken, I promise you. And before we begin cooking, a tiny bit of prep. Crush some garlic, get some butter ready, and slice some tomatoes. And as an optional step, you can also slice some green onions. I just do this to prevent my pan from smoking when we put it in the oven. Once you're ready to start cooking, preheat the oven to 170 degrees Celsius. And as a side note, I wanted to see what would happen if we didn't wait at all and just cook the chicken straight after seasoning it. You can kind of see me doing that in the back there. It's kind of like my control for this experiment. Moving on, add some oil to a cold pan, and to that same cold pan, add the chicken skin side down, and then bring everything up to a medium-high heat. And I got this idea from America's Test Kitchen, but the reason we do this is to allow the fat underneath the chicken skin to render out slowly. And the reason we added holes into the skin is to give more places for the fat to render out of. But I can't really speak on how this affects the crispiness of the skin. It's probably going to be something that we have to test out at a later date. Anyway, once the skin is a nice golden brown, flip it and add butter, garlic, tomatoes, and let those ingredients sit with each other for a bit and baste for around 2 minutes. This is going to help keep our chicken moist and prevent it from drying out. Then flip again and baste one last time, this time on the skin. And here's where I place my spring onions in the pan to prevent the oil or fat from smoking and setting off my alarm. Anyway, put that in the oven, and honestly, I don't have a thermometer to check when the chicken's done, so when I feel like it should be done, I take it out and hack into it a bit just to see if it's cooked all the way through. And that's pretty much it. Simple, right? And here are some of the things that I had it with. So for the sandwich chicken, I made a bagel chicken sandwich. Bagel, the chicken, some of the tomatoes which have bathed in that flavor, lettuce, cheese, pickled onions, thank you Ethan, and then I pressed the top bagel in the juices, pressed that together, cut, and it was a bit small but it tasted delicious. I also made a basic fried rice using the oil and the juices in the pan for extra flavor. Oh, and I forgot to mention, the chicken we let sit overnight and the one we cooked instantly. The biggest difference for me was the texture. I've kind of done a side by side here for you to see, but the overnight chicken is definitely more moist and just has a better mouthfeel. Flavor wise, the instant one was still nice. Definitely a step down from the overnight, but it's not like it's horrible or anything like that. It's still delicious, just not as delicious as the overnight. And if I was that push for time, I would still make it without having to worry about the drop off in terms of texture and flavor. And that's pretty much it. Like I said, this has been a staple for me. It's been my go-to recipe just because if I'm feeling lazy, it's so easy to just whip up, and the payoff of flavor is immense regardless of how long you wait. And it's also a nice way for me to test out different spice combinations. Anyway, if you helped us up this far, thank you very much. I really do appreciate it, and I'll see you in the next video. Peace.